I told y'all, motherfuckers. I told y'all. I am vindicated. I'll tell you why. So I recently made a video on Ethanisonline, and even though I insulted him a bunch of times, I still stand by my video. A bunch of Ethan fanboys came at me, but shortly after I posted my vid, a channel by the name of Think Before You Sleep made a video on Ethan, basically dunking on him for a dishonest video where he talked about the groomer narrative surrounding the LGBT community. It's a good video, go give it a watch. But as if it wasn't enough that Ethan is dishonest in his lefty political takes, he had to go and take yet another L. If you're not aware, he was recently outed for trying to take down Super Mega, where he brought up one of the friends of Matt and Ryan, Daniel, who tragically took his own life. Ethan decided to bring up Daniel up to morally grandstand. And you know, it's not enough Matt and Ryan lost their friend. Ethan had to go dig him up from his grave, so to speak, to try to own Super Mega, which obviously backfired. But anyways, the fans of Ethan must be crying right about now because PP went ahead and did it again. I was literally about to post a video reacting to the Vosh situation, which, by the way, before we get into this, what is with these leftists taking major L's? I mean, what we're going to talk about is not too far off from the Vosh situation, if you think about it. Now, for a bit of context, Ethan made a video on the guy who caught EDP 445, basically saying that he only does it for clout. Ethan then makes a video on one of Alex Rosen's interrogations with the Predator, and he's mostly mad at him because he's on the right politics-wise, so much so that he ends up sounding like he's defending actual child diddlers, while trying to bring up Alex's past as a gotcha. Yeah, bro actually did that. Bro could not stand the idea of a predator catcher who happens to be right-wing, that he makes a video to discredit him and his work while sounding like a red flag himself. Now, before I go into this, I have to mention this about Ethan. He has this weird obsession with calling people he dislikes clout chasers. Like, Ethan, I don't know if you're listening to this, buddy, or maybe one of your crazy sycophants will see this. I don't care. But dude, nobody wants your clout. I don't know where you got this idea that you're famous enough or important enough for anyone to do that. It's just a poor excuse to dismiss legitimate critiques. In this clip that I'm about to show you, Ethan argues that the pedo, because he wasn't talking to a minor, because he was talking to a decoy, he can't actually go to jail, which is straight up wrong.
I do think that because this guy keeps repetitively engaging these people, clearly, you can't arrest him for that. Because he wasn't talking to a little girl. He was talking to a guy pretending to be a little girl. It's not illegal, unfortunately. Playing pretend, you can't bring that into court. Dude, how are you gonna sit on the couch like that, call yourself a pedophile hunter? Sitting like this with him. He's such a bitch for posting so fucking rude about this old man after the fact, when if you watch the videos, he's talking to him like it's his literal grandpa. I don't want to have to use the texts against you. Guess I gotta read them now. You know, we all have problems like this. Can you just talk to me? The fuck is wrong with you?
And you know, I'm no expert. I mean, actually, I've watched enough to catch the Predator, so actually I am an expert. No, but really, how does the fact that it wasn't a child that the Predator was talking to change the fact that he's still a monster? The intent is still there, and it's my opinion, as well as anyone who isn't brain dead, that the pedo would have tried to do something had the decoy actually been a minor. I mean, this guy hates anyone who isn't lockstep with his ideology, that even when someone does something good, like exposing predators and getting them to admit to their degeneracy, it's a bad thing to Ethan. You know, you might as well put a title on it, you know, man helps catch predators. Ethan is online. You're a creepy clout chaser, Lamau. Like, what? I don't like people who expect the world to give them charity when they don't, okay? And so, Ethan, if you're making arguments like this, can we now call you a pedo sympathizer? Because by your logic, anyone can call you that since you do that to other people. People. This video is more of me just ragging on Ethan fans. And, you know, we all make bad videos from time to time. Hell, my last video, I was trying to roast Ethan, but I got cooked in the comments. But this, I don't know how you think these words in your head, and then you just let them out of your body. It's like the Vosh situation. And then you go so far, you're trying to have these arguments about whether or not people should own ZP or whether or not children should be able to have sexual relations with adults. And then you're like, oh no, guys, I'm not one of those people. I'm just trying to entertain the idea. I'm just trying to have an argument. What would happen? but you go so far, and it's a pattern. It's a pattern of behavior of, in Vosh's case, like having these conversations that's like one after the other. It's like one already is a red flag, and it's like, okay, that's really weird. Two is like, okay, you are now, I'm watching you now. Like, what are you saying? Okay. Three time, it's like, okay, why are you saying this? Why are these words coming out of your mouth? And if you're not a pedo, if you're not a PDF file, you're making it really hard for people to not think you are. The same thing goes for Ethan, but it's in a different category. He's an idiot. He's actually a moron. I had people saying, roasting my voice in the comments, and I do deserve that, whatever. But Ethan actually is an idiot because he hates people who are not like on the left side of the political spectrum or whatever. He hates right-wingers so much that he's willing to argue about, I guess, the safety or the rights or the legality of a pedophile just to own a guy because he's right wing. And I'm not trying to say Ethan is a PDF file. I mean the comments in both his YouTube video and in Twitter, I saw them. Like, people were saying they need to check his hard drive. So I'm going on his comment section of the same video where he talks about the Alex Rosen who caught EDP, and apparently from what I've heard, he's grown and he's actually learned from his mistakes. And he was young at the time when he made them. But let's see the newest comments, because the people are not having it. So let's see them. Wow, the guy who pushed false allegations against someone is still a brain dead gooner with trog takes. Imagine my shock. Did Ethan really post this and think he did a good job? How the hell do leftists do this? First they tell me that the right is the only one who cares about men's issues. Now this fat blob is basically telling me being against predators is right wing and accidentally implying that being PDF is a left wing thing. Why do conservatives even need to appeal their politics to people when the left does it for them? I find Alex Rosen's politics to be very disagreeable, but what he does is objectively a good thing. Although he bungled the EDP case, what the heck is that? He was successful in getting dozens of other predators off the street. You diminish this by comparing it to the total number of attempted stings, but I think it's laudable to even take one predator off the streets. Imagine having a bleached mullet and being a pedophile apologist. And I mean, again, I'm only going by Ethan's logic here.
But all these conservatives all say the same shit about gay people. And listen, if you're friends with pedophiles and you say the same stuff as pedophiles, I don't know if you're all that good of a guy. I don't know.
This one's going to be embarrassing. Ethan throws a lot of shade at the Catholic Church for sex scandals in the past. Rightfully so, because some of the people in the Catholic Church have committed some disgusting behavior. Here's where it gets good. Ethan uses that creepy Catholic Church argument to suggest that conservatives are a bunch of child abusers. So I did some research and found that according to Pew data, half of all Catholics are Democrat. Here's an older study from 2014 where it shows that more Catholics identify as Democrat than they identify as Republican.
All he had to do was a single Google search with some relevant terms to find this survey. It took me 10 seconds. It's really not that much work, but he didn't do it.
It literally only took me a minute of research to find this data. I mean, it's fine to be bad at research, but if you're going to fail this hard, then being less arrogant would be a much better decision when it comes to optics.
Why are all the pedophiles hiding with the conservatives? Why are all the pedophiles hiding with the conservatives?
Why are all the pedophiles hiding with the conservatives?
He has a habit of calling people buzzwords like Nazi, racist, all this stuff. I've mentioned this. I've said it before and I'll say it again. If you're willing to be this dishonest to people and call them that without proof or evidence, you know, how come people can't call you that, right? It stands to reason. If you do that to other people, why would you be surprised if people say that about you? You know what I'm saying? And by the way, I don't know how you say that you can't arrest a guy that it doesn't hold up in court. I mean, has he not watched To Catch a Predator? If a dude believes he's talking to a minor and he wants to do disgusting things, right? If he wants to do that to a minor and then it turns out that, oh, who he was talking to isn't actually who he thought it was, like it wasn't like a 12-year-old, it wasn't like anyone under the age of 18, why does it matter? Tell me. Ethan defenders in the comments, please tell me, why does it matter if it was actually someone over the age? It doesn't matter because the intent is still there. The fact remains that this guy still wanted to talk and be freaky with someone who he thought was not able to give consent. But I don't know. Ethan fans, you guys must work really hard to do all the mental gymnastics to support this guy. But I mean, hey, you do you, but don't come crying when the chickens come home to roost. boost. All right, this one. You spend the entire video basically exposing that you literally have zero understanding of legal procedure in cases like these and completely ignoring the evidence of arrests and convictions that arise as a direct consequence of Rosen's work. A lot of predator hunters are doing it for clout and are doing it poorly. That is a valid criticism to make. Someone like Mama Max basically just made fun of predators for Patreon money and getting his rocks off to pedos getting involved in his amateur hour sting off. Holy crap, this is a long comment. Alex Rosen, while not someone I care for that much as a person, is doing very responsible work and is dragging the information out of predators to later use it against them in court. Alex enjoys the spotlight, yes, but he puts pedos away quite consistently. He dropped the ball with EDP, but since then, he has corrected his approach and is probably one of the most prolific anti-predator activists basically. Whatever personal distaste you have for him shouldn't diminish his achievements. Your entire video is an embarrassment. You try to go after pred hunters, a group that's easy to criticize, and chose the worst target possible, then proceeded to shit the bed and have literally nothing substantive to say. And when you get called out on your bullshit for whatever time at this point, you start coping like a little child. You are immature, you are either ignorant or outright malicious in your reporting, incredibly smug, parentheses, have no reason to be, and overall just incredibly lazy. Your content is third grade slop, and you shouldn't fool yourself into thinking that you're contributing anything of substance to the world. Oh my god! It would be in everyone's best interest if you stopped unloading until you are at least mature enough to where you don't just say the first shit that comes to mind and immediately treat it as fact. I hope you can do better, but given your track record, I don't think you can. Holy shit. What the fuck? This guy cooked him so bad. This either on par or worse than Nick's handling of Super Mega. Anyone can easily look into Alex's improvements in the last 3 years. Insanely bad take. Lethan. This entire video was badly researched. The truth is that people can catfish pedophiles by pretending they are kids, and it's perfectly legal. They don't normally do it for creepy reasons like you seem to be insinuating. We should only frown upon this practice if it doesn't lead to anyone being arrested. A lot of predator hunters do this in a way which prevents justice from being carried out. Alex has a track record of arrests and was even thanked by the police for his work with them. So by spending his time being creepy and talking to pedos, as you very idiotically put it, he has done great work to ultimately help protect kids and stop bad people from doing bad things. His toxic history doesn't take away from that. His tactic is even used by the police, so it is only creepy if a civilian does it even though both are doing it for the same reasons. Also, the reason Alex is so nice to them is an interview tactic to get answers from pedophiles. If he's hostile, he won't get information. However, if he's nice, he's more likely to get answers. How did you not once manage to connect the dots? For someone who has pushed false rape as well as false rape cover-up allegations, you seem to unrightfully be on your high horse. You should really stop being so confidently incorrect. This entire video was embarrassing to watch. My god. This is a really weird video. It comes off as you hate the guy for past issues, which is fine, but now you're trying to shit on him, which is doing what he's doing now, even though what he's doing now is a lot better and is helping at best. You're really ignorant of what he's doing and hating because he's more on the right, and at worst, you're running a defense for pedos saying they can't get arrested for the catches that he's making. Yeah, this is crazy. People are cooking him more in the comments than I actually ever expected. Holy crap. Yeah, that's the thing too. When he was on Twitter, he smugly was making fun of Alex because he didn't personally arrest the pedos. Like, what are you even saying at this point? Like, what would have qualified, Ethan? What would have qualified as a direct, like, counterpoint for you? What would have correctly been a counterpoint that you would have accepted? Because at that point, when I saw that, for the record, Alex correctly tweeted a picture of the guy in question who Ethan was talking about in the video, and he basically said, yeah, we helped get him arrested. Like, what are you on about? And Ethan just responds with, oh, you didn't arrest him, did you now? Like, what? Ethan, why do you like which is it, Ethan? Do you hate right-wingers so much, or do you love pedophiles that much? Like, which is it, bro? Answer us. We need answers. I've never seen someone so confident in what they're saying while being so wrong at the same time. Are you really this unaware of how all of this works? I strongly believe you need to debate Alex. Oh my fucking god, it's so embarrassing how smug this guy is. Yes, you know, peethan is the embodiment of I smoke weed, guys, I'm cool. Which is just something a loser does. And peethan fans, don't be raging in the comments section, okay? This is a point that needs to be made. You are trying to hype up a guy who is so cool, he's so anti-establishment, he smokes weed, he fights the power, and yet he says stupid shit like this. Is like, how are you subscribed to him? Ugh. Ethan does minimum research on one of the most successful PDF Hunters challenge possible. There's so much to criticize, but you are just so wrong on so many points and on so many levels. At least watch how interrogations go to see how they get confessions that lead to arrests. I've never seen someone choose the most L arguments on someone they can easily criticize, but they're so dumb they make him look saintly. You make the left, I guess he was trying to say, look so bad optically when you are clearly demonizing someone for his beliefs, and any amount of 5-second checks you could confirm what he is doing as a net positive. Now peethan, beyond your lies, virtue signaling, and leading witch hunts on innocent individuals, do you have anything you have accomplished in the world you can say made a world a safer place? No. The PDF hunter can say he did. Please examine yourself in the mirror before you post something so harmful to the rest of us on the left. Hey man, maybe it's a sign you should think about where you actually are. If this is one of your guys, quote unquote your guys. I don't like you, Hey, same here. So the rest of us think this way. Defending nonces, is he British? Defending nonces because Chet spoke with the right winger is so crazy. That's facts. I mean, the case closed. What more do I need to say? Quote, happens to have an attraction to minors. You meant to say he's a filthy pedophile, right? Or a child predator? Or a child abuser? Your wording here is unfathomably sus, and literally your very first sentence makes me immediately assume that you are also a pedophile. You're pathetic. This is fucking pathetic. And here I thought the Pillsbury weed boy couldn't get any more so. Damn. Dude, if this happened to me, oh my gosh, I would quit if I got these comments. First of all, you call this guy creepy. You point out his fumble with EDP, but immediately dismiss his other successes. I don't know how you don't know that predators talking to decoys posing as minors is in fact illegal. You were dishonest. You go after his beliefs despite it having nothing to do with making the world a safer place. And yet you pick him as your newest target to say, dude, this guy sucks. Your strongest arguments are, you can't take him down even though he is a pedophile. You're weird. Why are you interviewing him? Are you a pedophile? Like, what kind of fucking argument is that, dude? You have to be unhinged to have these takes, bro, I swear. Or I guess in Ethan's case, unhinged and high. Whoever sold you that weed clearly ripped you off, dude. That Swede did more than just make him unbearably smug. Dude, it made you crazy. Disgusting. Disgusting!
I think close to 600 over the years.
God damn, dude, he basically does nothing. He's lucked out every time he's really caught someone and actually gotten them convicted. Such a grifter. Anyway, I'm done watching this now. This pedo hunter stuff is really gross, really exploitative of people's emotions, very self-serving for this particular predator hunter. You couldn't even put EDP in jail. Anyway, go touch some grass.
I'm ready.